This is the Samsung Galaxy A02. I've had it for about 3 weeks now and would like to tell you what you should know about this not so little device from Samsung. Let's begin. So allow me to read out the specs for this phone so you know exactly what you're getting. The A02 was launched in January of 2021. It sports a 6.5-inch 720p PLS IPS screen with a density of 270 ppi. You're getting a phone with a 28nm MediaTek 6739W chip, a PowerVR G8100 GPU, and my unit here comes with 32 gigs of storage and 2 gigabytes of RAM. Although you can also get this phone in a 64 gigabyte storage and 3 gigabyte variant. There's a 5000 mAh battery powering things here, and you get a 5 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera and a dual camera setup at the rear consisting of a 13 megapixel f1.9 main and a 2 megapixel macro camera. More on these later. You have a glass front and a plastic back that has got some patterns to it, and it feels quite good to the touch. The device feels boxy and fairly light. The Galaxy A02 will cost you 42,500 Naira, which is just about $100 for the 2 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabyte storage variant, and 60,500 for the 3 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabyte storage variant. That's about $120. Now this falls in the same pricing category as the Infinix Note 10 Play, making it quite affordable. But is this a device that you should consider getting, knowing that you're getting a plastic build, 28nm chip from way back 2017, and it still uses a micro USB charging and data transfer port? Everything I just mentioned are what I do not like about this device, but allow me to tell you more about the A02 and my experience using this device. Now, in 3 weeks of use, the battery has held up quite well, providing me up to 6 hours of screen on time and about a day and a half of use before I have to recharge. This can be very well attributed to the very large 5000 mAh battery paired with a relatively low resolution 720p screen. And being a budget phone, the screen is okay. There's nothing fancy about it or groundbreaking, but it does have really good color production. And I believe it's because of the PLS panel here. PLS panels are known to have very accurate color, and it's no different in this case. Software-wise, we're running Android 10 with Samsung's One UI 3.0 skin over Android. It's very similar to One UI on other Samsung phones, although you'd find that most of the polish and animations have been removed, which kind of left me wanting more from this device, as I mostly did not enjoy having those transitions and animations removed. I think Samsung had to do this so the processor on this device can keep up running One UI 3 as smooth as it can. Performance wise, the Galaxy A02 will give you what you paid for: entry-level performance. You'd be able to run about 5 to 6 apps in the background with no issues, but load any more and you find that the earlier open apps are shut down to allow for the newer apps to be run. So it's nothing fantastic. It does the basic open apps, hold a few of them in memory while maintaining smooth running of the OS. Although there were times where I noticed a few drops in performance, especially when I was trying to run multiple tasks at the same time. If you're thinking of playing 3D games here, well, some of the 3D games out there will play fairly well, but be warned, you have to put the settings to medium or low, and it also gets fairly hot pretty quickly and slows down your game performance, introducing things like stutters and lag. So if you're going to be playing games on this device, you should definitely consider maybe just 2D games. They'll be fine. They'll be absolutely fine. Now, taking a look at the cameras on the Samsung Galaxy A02, we have a 5 megapixel selfie camera housed in a dewdrop notch. Well, the photos from this camera is decent. I like how the skin tones appear from this camera, and the details in the photos from this camera is average. It struggles with dynamic range and highlights and dark shadowy scenes, but give this camera enough light and you get some pretty decent and likable selfies. The main rear camera is a 13 megapixel f2.0 wide angle camera. Just like the selfie camera, it takes decent photos in well lit environment. It's definitely not the best out there, but you'll be fine posting the pictures you take with this device on social media. You'd have absolutely no problems there. Now, this definitely is not the definition of a glorious smartphone. I mean, in fact, I have a real challenge in that for about the same price, the Infinix Hot 10 Play gives you a Helio G25 processor that's built on a 12 nanometer process against the 28 nanometer process the MediaTek 6739W chip is built on. But I will leave that for my comparison video between the A02 and the Hot 10 Play. Hit the like button if you would like to see that video. So in conclusion, I think that the Samsung Galaxy A02 is a well-built phone, but it needs to have a downward review on its price considering you're getting a much older chip in this device. If however you choose to purchase this device, you'd find that the build quality is really good and that the software is very clean. You'd also be getting the FM radio feature and also a headphone jack. This phone is for someone on a strict budget who wants to use a phone from a well-trusted brand while not spending too much. I would like to state here, however, that there are phones out there with better processors and relatively same or even cheaper price tags. I'd say do your research and make sure that this phone is the one for you. Either way, if you have any questions on the Samsung Galaxy A02, leave them in the comment section and consider hitting the like button if this video was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.